Liverpool are preparing to break the transfer record yet again with a new bid for Alexander Isak, which will surpass the 130 million mark. Now, Liverpool in this sense are doing all they can to bring in Isak. They feel like they need more attackers. Now, Newcastle, on the other hand, have been very reluctant to let go of the Swedish striker. Now, to me, there is a wrong in this situation because there's the three parties in Liverpool, Newcastle, and Isak. Now, Liverpool are trying to sign Isak. That's a normal thing to do. Newcastle have him, for more than a year because it seems like Isak's prepared to not play football ever again for Newcastle no matter what in a World Cup year, which is absolutely insane. Which leads me to my point. What Isak is doing is shameless. Absolutely shameless, mate. You have a contract with Newcastle for at least 3 more years until 2028. It is 2025, big man. You're moving like it's 2027. This is a World Cup year. And you are actually, threatening to not play another match with Newcastle even if they don't play you. Mate, you're not only going to lose the World Cup, you're going to also lose the Euros. Mate, you are in your prime. You should be playing football week in and week out. And the way that he's gone about it is absolutely shameless. Absolutely shameless. A great situation is Cristiano Ronaldo with Man United was going to go to Real Madrid. Sir Alex Ferguson and Man United had a handshake agreement with Cristiano Ronaldo to wait until the following year. And Cristiano Ronaldo didn't sit out and pout and not play for United. You know what he did? He had an incredible season with Man United before he went off to Real Madrid. And he knew he was going, this was his last year with Man United. And he had an incredible year with Man United. And instead, Isak here, right? He is under contract for 3 more years at a minimum for Newcastle. And he is absolutely pushing everything he can to be able to sign for Liverpool. Absolutely unprofessional from him. And Liverpool, there's nothing against them in this situation because they are willing to break the transfer record. You can't really expect more from Liverpool here. They're putting all the effort they can. FSG is definitely, trying to sign the player. They're backing their manager. They're backing the team. They're investing. They're putting in bids. Newcastle, on the other hand, don't have to accept the bids. You have them for 3 more years. Isak is the one that's in the wrong because you're being unprofessional. You're not playing any games. Not only that, you are actively pushing behind the scenes for this deal to go through. If Newcastle wants to let you go and they accept the bid, they should let you go. But that doesn't mean you should stop doing your job, which is coming out and playing for Newcastle. Because there's 2 games so far in the Premier League. And in those 2 games, Newcastle don't have any striker at the moment. They don't. It's only Isak. And right now they are suffering. Look at, they just almost, they at the moment have 1 point. And they're missing their striker. Players are coming out asking, if we get our striker back, we can be a threatening team, which is facts. Because last season, with Isak, this team got Champions League football. And they are expecting to sell their only and best striker who's worth a record-breaking fee. Even though they have him for 3 more years. They are trying to force their hand. And it's not like Newcastle needed the piece. They have incredible investors. They really do. Not only that, the only reason they were to sell him is for some PSR, space to be able to sign other players. But at the end of the day, Newcastle don't have to do that. Newcastle are comfortable with their squad because with their squad, with Isak up top, is a world-class squad. This is a Champions League kind of squad. You don't want to go into Newcastle Stadium with a fully healthy and Isak up top team. So they don't necessarily need to even get rid of Isak. And that's what that Isak doesn't understand here. That you, my friend, are under contract. Eventually, you'll get your move. But this doesn't work in your favor. You're going to be playing Champions League football either way. You might have to wait a season. But he doesn't understand it's a World Cup year. And not only that, do you see what's going on at the Emirates? Same country. Gyökeres. And I know many times these 2 guys played together as starters. 2 strikers. But if you haven't played football for over a year when it comes to that World Cup, and you've got Victor Gyökeres, in the top 3 of the Golden Boot in the Premier League while you're pouting out, I wouldn't be surprised if Sweden don't even call up Isak and they're comfortable with just Gyökeres up top. Because that's a strong possibility that he's not, It's not getting through his head. So that's why, for me, with Isak, it doesn't make sense. Just play football, mate. It's a World Cup year. You've got 3 years left on the contract. Next season, if Newcastle doesn't sell you, they won't get 100 M's if it's only 1 year left on the contract. 2 years, maybe they'll get it, borderline 100 M's. But they're willing to lose money and keep you because they believe in you as the football player. I understand injuries happen. Knock on wood. Hopefully you never get injured. But, mate, it's time to lock in, be professional, and play the season out if you're not going to be sold. Let the higher-ups, let your agent, let the clubs, talk it out, see what ends up happening. But for him to be doing this is childish. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Do you think Isak is in the right, or is he being childish?